welcome back into this week's edition of Maverick Insider. I'm Rob Clark, joined alongside head coach of the Minnesota State men's hockey team, Luke Strand. Coach, this team opens up conference play. You get a win there in Game 1 over St. Thomas, and then an overtime loss in Game 2. How key are those overtime games, especially considering this team's already played a few of them when we get to later on in the season?
I mean, you're collecting points. That's the big part. I mean, overtime loss is only 1. Overtime win would be 2. So every game's worth 3 points in total. Yeah, do we want 5 of 6 or 6 of 6? For sure. But the 4 or 6, it's early. The points you collect now will only be in favor later on. So you got to keep doing the disappointing part in the overtime. We had been through overtime and played extremely well in overtime in the past times we've played. And I just thought we were looser than I've seen us in the past.
Perfect. And then for this group, you score 6 goals over the 2 games. What have you liked about the way that this offense has kind of come together? It feels like there's getting to be a little bit more consistency.
Yeah, there were 5-on-5 goals, which was something we were maybe struggle bust early on about. Just, I think what doesn't probably get credit on the score sheet is the idea that of those 5-on-5 goals, 2 of them were right after 5-on-4s that didn't score, but the momentum had shifted at such a point that you scored that goal. So, the one there is going to be considered a 6-5 goal, but our 6th guy wasn't even on the ice quite in the play yet. So, happy. I like the contribution. We got to keep getting a longer lineup full of scorers.
Perfect. And then for this team, move up to number 16 in the national rankings. I know coaches don't like to pay too much attention to those rankings, but one of 2 Minnesota schools in ranked nationally. Just what do you think it means? Does that mean for this group early on?
Well, I know the feel good is good, and the why is good behind it. We're going to keep collecting points from Nebraska. Omaha's going to win their share of games. Wisconsin's going to win a lot of games. We're going to keep getting bumps by what they do. I really think we've just got to be focused on how we approach things, and that we're getting better. That we got to do our part inside the conference play, but at the same time, the national ranking. As we tasted last year, to be the 16th seed into the tournament and have to play the 1 seed, you'd like to find yourself getting in there further so you don't have to play the 1 seed right off the hop. That'd be end goal.
And when we look at this conference, how do you feel like the CCHA has maybe put themselves in a position nationally just with some of the results that we've seen, not only from the Mavericks, but other groups in the conference as far as that conversation?
It's great. I mean, it's funny. I know everyone's like, oh, St. Thomas's record, but St. Thomas had lost to good teams. So it's not hurting them. It's not hurting everybody because they lost to really good teams along the way. So those are good parts. Tech did their winning share on the weekend. But it's good for us to have that going, I think, inside of our conference. So there's the margin for error is thin, and you got to find consistency, because one night you don't want to get in the game of you can beat someone one night and the next night the other guy. You don't want to play tug of war with points the whole time. You want to try to really stack some weekends here.
Bowling Green coming up this weekend. What are some of the things that you guys will have to look out for in regards to the Falcons?
Oh, I mean, they're from a hockey observer point, they're a good team. They're a really good team. Dennis does a really nice job. Their teams are very competitive. They skate there. They play hard. They've got some size and some skill to their game. They've got enough youth interjection in their lineup. They use the Canadian Hockey League, the CHL, to come down. They brought a lot of freshmen that way. Kids are getting ice time. So hopefully we can take advantage of those guys. Maybe not as seasoned at this moment, but their goaltending has been outstanding right now. So we've got to be getting to the net and just know it's going to be a good opponent.
Perfect. Anything else you'd like to add, Coach?
No, it's just so nice to play at home. We were on the road. We were at St. Thomas on a Friday, and a beautiful new building. But to come home to a packed crowd, that's the Mayo and the Mayo maniac feel of it, unreal. And can't say thanks enough.
What's been the reception from the players that haven't experienced that before?
It's sneaky neat, because I think every time you go out, you're like, because the crowd sometimes here is a little bit later, because I think they enjoy their last gulp somewhere else before they get here. So I think now they're feeling the energy of the whole long standing, because when you walk out there and they're not quite seated yet, you're a little down, and then all of a sudden end game is full. It's exciting for our guys, for sure.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after the break. Stay with us.